Hey everyone, it's Robotis here again, and I am finally making a video for you guys. I think it's been about 2 months now, and I'm really sorry that it's taken so long to get a video out for you guys. We're starting off in-game right here, and there's two things I want to say before we really get into things. The first is that I've been having a lot of trouble recording my gameplays at a reasonable FPS still. I've got this one going at about 35 to 40. And it goes down to around 30 once things get a little crowded, when people are grouped together and stuff. The only way I was able to get a decent enough frame rate at 30 is to lower the quality of my League of Legends, so that's why it's not looking as great. It's got reduced quality, so I'm really sorry about that, but it's the only way I've been able to record on my laptop. The other is that I recorded this whole game without my mic enabled on Fraps. So I spoke through the whole thing, and I wasn't recording the audio, so we're going to go back and re-record an audio for it. So it's not going to be as live, but hopefully it's still okay. We're fighting a mid Lulu today, and she has Ignite. So I was worried about being aggressed on a lot because Lulus can poke you really hard and be really aggressive, especially starting at level 2. So in lane at the beginning, I was worried about taking Qs to the face, especially if she tries to Q through creeps to get me. The thing about Lulu, which is why she kind of fell out of favor, is because they nerfed her wave clear. So as you can see right there, even though she hit me with the Q, because she hit me through creeps, it didn't do a lot of damage, and she wasn't even able to really burn through the shield. So at level 2, I'm worried about taking EQ auto attacks and having Thunderbolt proc. She already procced it though, so it's not as big of a deal, but that was something I was worried about. You definitely take shield first into a Lulu because you have to be careful of Q poke, and she can actually threaten your last hitting. Like, she can make you miss CS if you're not taking shield. So at least with the shield, you can just run up, grab the creeps, no worries, you won't take as much damage. Level 2 is really scary, but Lulu's just wave clearing, right? She's not actually poking me, she's not hurting me at all, so I was really confused as to why she took Ignite. If she's gonna go for a wave clear style in lane, you don't really take Ignite for that. She should have taken Ghost or Teleport. Teleport would have been really good, actually. As Udyr gets the first blood. I gotta warn you guys, this is kind of a boring laning phase. Because Lulu's just AFK pushing me in. So we're just going to try to last it as much as we can, not take too much poke, and yeah, just keep trucking. I'm not worried about Graves, because Lulu and Graves don't provide a lot of crowd control, so worst case scenario, I just ghost away and everything's going to be fine. So like you can see right here, Lulu's not doing a ton of damage right now. I can trade okay with the shield. Should have traded a little better, but there we go. That was a nice Thunderbolt proc. So I got that down. She's gonna pop a pot, and that's really good. You gotta take really smart trades in farm lanes like this. Who died? I think bot lane died. Yeah, Sona died. Karma's pretty aggressive though. Like Karma does super well into Sona, so I'm not surprised that she died. So anyways, back to the lane here. We're just farming it out. There's the Graves, so here's what I'm talking about. So here comes Graves, and so I can just walk away. I didn't even blow Ghost, so we're fine. He had a red buff too, like that's the absolute worst case scenario, right? But because Lulu is just pushing me in, and I'm so close to turret, there's not really a good way for him to come in and kill me. So there's not much they can do. Lulu really shouldn't be just AFK shoving me, especially with Ignite. It just doesn't make sense. Because like with Ignite, you want to zone me from the creeps, you want to pressure me with your abilities and with your early game power. And because she's just pushing me in, she has no way of doing that. So I think I would have liked her a lot better with the teleport, because that way she could push me in and then roam, right? And then TP back to lane or something, or just straight TP to the roam. So she got a good base timing though. She shoved me to turret and then backed, so I had to push the wave and then back, so she's gonna get to lane before me. I had 3 extra creeps, so my lane would have pushed to her, but she's just shoving me back, which you don't want to do. So if you have the better base timing, and you have the push advantage, so if it's pushing towards you, what you want to do is you want to just freeze the lane and deny as much CS as possible until the mid laner gets back to lane. That way you can sort of like get some minor CS lead. So like if she had not shoved the lane and evened it out, she could have had a few extra CS on me that would have probably died to the extra damage from my creeps. But regardless, we're back in lane. We have a catalyst. She doesn't yet. She's actually going Roa, but she doesn't have the catalyst yet. She has the ruby and the mana crystal, and I have the full catalyst. So that's a big advantage for me. Having catalyst is really big. Now, I'm surprised Lulu is going for the catalyst, but like I don't understand. I'm just very puzzled by this ignite. You shouldn't go ignite if you're gonna go for a really slow defensive style in lane, right? She's shoving and she's going Roa. I mean, she's gonna be hard to kill, but I'm not trying to kill her because she has ignite, and I'll lose. So we both got 6. She doesn't hurt at all because she has no damage. I think I would have liked to see an aggressive or a more aggressive build with Morella Nomicon first than what she's currently doing. So I dropped a ward in the bot bush. I see that it's pinked, so I'm gonna drop my pink in the top bush because there's not as much of a chance that she's gonna go out and kill it. See, right now I can just hold the wave in front of my turret because Lulu can't really threaten me that much because she doesn't have enough damage to burn through my shield very well. So I think she should have just went and cleared my ward. Man, this is a boring lane. When I first played, I was kind of focused on the last hitting and stuff, but holy moly, this is a long lane phase. So boring, no junglers, aside from that little pit stop that Graves made once. I'm pretty sure we get a little bit. Okay, she's gonna. This is what she should have done before. She went to go clear the ward while my lane was pushed. Oh wait, no, she didn't. Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay, so Graves steals the red buff, and then my ward dies. Graves actually stole the red buff from Udyr with his ult, which is pretty funny. I laughed at that. So Graves is going towards. I think did he have blue? I don't remember, but I think he was towards his blue side at least. So I'm staying on top, and then I see him in the fog of war there. So I'm gonna stick around the bot, and I feel like I can take on this Lulu because she's going So I'm gonna fight her, and I'm gonna pressure out because I have catalyst. All the while I'm staying on the bot side of my lane because I saw Graves just run towards top, and because they have no hard crowd control, it'll take Graves so long to get to me, and I can just ghost or whatever, so it's fine. So here's a funny part where I make a very sudden realization. Lulu just keeps using spells, and I have no idea how she keeps using these spells. Like every time I look at her, she's but she just keeps casting spells. And so I kind of feel like she's running mana regen. Like I'm looking at her mana regen right now, and it's freaking nuts. I don't know where she's getting all this mana from. So I think she was running mana regen, and I lost that big trade right there, that kind of extended trade. I lost that because she just keeps. Look at her. Look at her mana's like already at a quarter. It's ridiculous. I haven't seen mana regen on a champ in so long. But yeah, I thought I was gonna just start winning trades with like autos and my spells and stuff because she went but look at her. She's already up to almost half. Crazy. So at this point, I kind of given up on trading with her. I don't think. Oh. Okay, that was weird. Right, so I think she was scared of my shockwave, even though I really had no kill pressure. I didn't have mana for it to like shockwave and then follow up. But she just runs at me. I press ghost, and I just walk away. So her ignite for my ghost. Now she has even less kill pressure than she already did before. And there's Sona getting the doubles. So I'm gonna base here. It's not a very good base timing because Lulu can shove it to turret and then base and I can miss a wave. But I was scared of getting dives, and I didn't feel very safe under the turret. So we're still even in CS, so it's fine. But yeah, back there, I hit her with a QW auto for Thunderbolt, I think, or a QW when I already had hit her with a Q. Regardless, it proc Thunderbolt, and she was scared I was going to kill her, even though I really didn't have kill pressure on her, so she just ulted. Which is actually kind of a big deal because Lulu ult is pretty long with no CDR. She's running 5% from the mastery though, but that's it. So I go back, I buy Revolver. Just work towards Freezy Gunblade. Get that GLP going. I was debating whether she was gonna do it too. I was thinking, that's why I check right now. I check if she has a Blasting Wand or if she has a Revolver. She went Blasting Wand. So I'm gonna take a few of the jungle creeps because I can't really pressure her under the turret that well, so I'm just gonna steal some of the Raptors. But yeah, I was pretty sad that she wasn't going Freezy Gunblade. I was hoping we get a double Freezy Gunblade lane going. That would have been pretty funny. But just some more farming. Like there's just no action in mid. This is just a farm lane. We're just farming. Superborn stuff. I think Nautilus is getting far ahead though. Okay, here's something. So Udyr's wrapping around, so Lulu tried to pressure me with her spells, and then I just try to pull her in with Shockwave and she flashes away. I'm gonna pink that bot area. You don't have to put it in a bush. Sometimes it's good to get pinks in locations like that because you can kind of help yourself ward against flanks, and you can make sure that the enemy laner doesn't get a ward in this area right here. So Lulu's running down, and so I was debating whether I should or not. Udyr kind of runs in and dies into the 4 people, and I'm debating whether I should go in. I kind of half-heartedly decide, and then I say nope. And I try to run away. Graves jumps over the wall, gets the Lulu ult, and forces my flash. Now, a lot of people will save their flash. You gotta. I think that it's better just blow flash if you're scared, because it's better to flash early and then deter them. Like if you flash right away, people would be more inclined to walk away from it and be like, okay, flash burned, good. Whereas if they chase you and you flash late, they're like they get this committed feeling, you know, they're committed to killing you, so they're gonna keep chasing, they might get you. So I like to just flash early. Anyway, something I kind of missed is they took dragon. It's a cloud dragon, and Lulu went over to take the dragon with them. So what I did was I sat in lane knowing that there was no way any of them were gonna come kill me because they're all a dragon. I just shoved the wave to turret instantly and recalled, so I can get a good timing. It's important that you try to take as little advantages as you can when people are doing dragon. Like if their mid laner is going to rotate the dragon, you need to push that in. And so right now I got like a 10 CS lead. I got Freezy Gunblade. I think she comes back to lane with Roa. And yeah, we just get back into it again. The Cloud Dragon. So Graves is bot again, I think. Yeah, they just die again. I remember that. So at this point, Graves is pretty far ahead. And I was pretty scared because bot lane's really weak right now. They keep getting ganked and dying over and over again. And Udyr is really scared to go too. But Nautilus is ahead, so that's what I was thinking about. You know, I was just thinking about what champions are going to be doing their job better than others this game. And so right now, I'm thinking to myself, Nautilus is going to be doing a good job. He's going to be tanking. So I need to either help Nautilus and get him even farther ahead in a team fight by like shielding him, or I need to help Jinx get back into it by shielding her, kind of thing, right? Because if I shield Jinx, she's more mobile to speed her up and stuff. So here I just, you know, use Freezy Gunblade, just poking out Lulu, doing some damage. No big deal. I missed the QW there, that was pretty bad. But yeah, you can use the Hex GLP 800 as just, you know, some poke and lane or whatever. It's got like a 40-second cooldown. It's really, really low cooldown, really awesome. And you can just throw it out, slow people, hit them with spells, Rock Thunderbolt. It's just great. Just awesome. So here, since they took bot turret, their bot lane is going to rotate to mid lane. And this is a very frequent situation that happens, where if your bot lane loses, their bot lane will take turret and then rotate mid and try to take that turret. So what you have to do, the most important thing you can do as a mid laner in this sort of situation is to make sure you get a good base timing. Because if you go or you get low, that gives the enemy opportunity to push it and take the turret because their primary wave clear, which is you usually, is not there anymore. So what I like to do is I like to clear the wave as fast as I can and then just base, run back to lane. And it's a good idea to only base if you have teammates that can be there to counter the siege. Like right now I have Udyr and Sona covering for me while I am recalling. And once I get there, then they can do whatever they want. So that's pretty much my job right now, is while Jinx is farming. Like she's at her tier 2 right now, she's going to push up probably to tier 1 or something. I just need to hold off a push, which is pretty easy for Oriannas to do. One thing you do need to be worried about that happens a lot that I learned the hard way is you have to be careful for dives if you let the wave get to turret. Because if you let the wave, see right here. So if I let the wave get to turret, then the people who are flanking, which in this case was Riven, can just run behind you and then they can sandwich you in. So what I should have done there is either run up towards Lulu while Riven is not there and clear the wave, or I should have seen what was happening and ran away faster. Because that happens a lot, where the wave will get to turret and then someone will flank around and just kill you while you try to defend the turret, and then they'll take the turret. In this case, I'm lucky that they don't have enough damage to take out the turret. We clear the wave pretty fast. But yeah, be really careful for that when you play mid. Try to clear the wave before it gets to turret, if possible. Especially if you have no vision on the map, which we didn't, and Jinx was still bot. But the good news is, she's going to get the tier 1, which is good gold for us, and I'm going to be able to get back to lane in time to clear it. Clear the next push. Varus is pretty low on mana too. So I'm not too worried about the wave clearing. I mean, yeah. You just gotta, like, mid right now is just all about wave clearing. So you just gotta keep doing that. Oh, Lulu has a level on me. I guess I'm almost level 11. Okay, so Lulu is going Namakan. I talked about it a little bit before in my other recording, but Lulu definitely needs a CDR. And Namakan after Roa is just the logical thing to do because it gives a chunk of AP, you know, and the CDR is something you're really lacking. So she's actually going a similar build to what I like to do on Orianna. She's going for like the Roa slash GLP. Lucidity boots to like bump up your CDR while you're still scaling. And then go Namakan for like a 2-item mid-game spike. So it's pretty cool, but the Ignite is still weird. She still shouldn't have taken Ignite. So we're just going to keep wave clearing. I'm going to make sure that I'm there or someone's there. We have Udyr in bot side who's shoving up to the tier 2. He's kind of doing his own thing this game, but I think he's got Nautilus ahead. Yeah, he's three kills. Nautilus got 3 kills. Jinx is really far behind. Oh no, she's not. I thought she was behind in levels, but she's the same level as Varus. So get a hook on Varus, press R, you know, pretty simple stuff. Freezy Gunblade to Lulu, very important. Slow her down. Shield to Sona because she's tanking turret. And there you go. Yeah, so Nautilus hits a hook on Varus, I put the ball on him, press R. Like, those are cases where it's okay to use people as a vessel for shockwaves. Because that's like pretty, unless he flashes, that's a pretty safe ult, right? Okay, we got some more action. So right now I'm looking at Riven, making sure that I can keep Jinx safe because she's our AD carry and no one's taking damage with her. So we focus the Riven now because Nautilus isn't dying. He's way too tanky. Flash after Kama, get the double. Shield the Jinx in case she wants to go ham. And I like to just shield people who are running in case they get kills. I get free assists, right? So that's good stuff. And so now we're gonna take Dragon because there are some people who are dead, and I don't think Raze will get there fast enough because he has to recall. But yeah, Riven wanted to go ham, but she's not gonna be able to do much on her own. She needs Graves to be there, and Graves was caught up by Nautilus. And that's kind of going to be the story of this game, where Nautilus is just going to stop their assassin-y types, you know, the Riven, the Graves, and he's going to keep them locked down. So even if one gets past, like we can usually deal with one, I feel. Between Sona and I, we can usually deal with one. So that was the case where I didn't need to help Nautilus. He's so far ahead that he doesn't need my help. I don't need to keep him alive because no one can kill him. So I'm going to stay with Jinx, try to keep her alive, because she's the other damage source. There's only 2 damage dealers on this team, really. Well, like, you know, carry damage dealers. Which is me and Jinx. And so we gotta stick together. So I wanted to base a little earlier there, but I couldn't because they were clearing the waves. They were pushing it in, so I had to choose to base a little later in favor of keep my tier 1 up. Taking mid turret is a really big deal. The easiest way to like open up the map is take that turret. So as a mid laner, keeping it alive is super high on the priority list. So I'm very defensive about my turret, like overly defensive about my turret, but it's there for a reason. So Jinx gets caught a little bit. We're gonna shield her. We're gonna try to heal her. That Varus arrow, very close. Between Soul and I, we were able to keep her alive. And since I'm back to lane with full mana, because I got a good recall timing, I can clear the wave while everyone leaves. And yeah, that's just what it's all about. It's just a game, right? You gotta choose when to recall, when to stay in wave clear. It's really difficult to wave clear and siege an Orianna, especially with her ult up. If Orianna's ult is up, she has a lot of threat when you try to siege, because you have to clump up in order to siege the turrets. So I'm just gonna grab a blue blast cone. Meteor's gonna go top. Gonna kill Riven again, I think. So Riven's pretty far behind at this point. So while Lulu's going up, I see Lulu going up on the minimap. So I'm gonna push the lane in with Jinx, and we're gonna try to take the turret. Lulu has to run the long way around because we shoved it up so hard. Varus is able to wave clear really well with his Q though, and we're just gonna run away. Jinx gets hit by the Varus ult. And I make a really big mistake here. So I hit the freezing gunblade on the 2, but I don't move the ball in position to ult, so I whiff my shockwave. Well, I don't whiff it, but I hit Karma with it, right? But she doesn't matter. Jinx dies pretty much because I messed up my ult. But we got some tanks going in. You know, just standard stuff. Shield the people who are taking damage. No big deal. We get mid turret. Jinx is pretty upset at this point. I'm gonna toss her an apology in a second. But yeah, that was my bad. I didn't move the ball. Maybe, I don't know if it was on cooldown when I pressed, like at the moment I pressed it, or if I just didn't queue it properly. Queue it up, I mean. But yeah, definitely messed up my ult. That would have been a pretty good ult, actually. So that's a shame. But it's a good time to recall. People are dead. My turret's not at risk. So, and Sona's there too. So we're gonna get our 2-item power spike. And here I debated whether I needed to get a utility item or if I could get damage. I was originally gonna think of going hat, but then I saw that all their damage dealers are doing physical damage. Riven, Graves, and Varus are all physical damage dealers. Lulu doesn't really do damage at this point. She doesn't hurt, I'm not worried about her. So I decide I'm gonna go Hourglass. I think I changed my mind later though, because I think we get ahead. Anyways, blast the Karma right there, force the flash, because she got greedy to get wards down. And she had to blow flash there, because when I pulled her in, I hit her with the GLP 800, and it's a really big slow. And so, I would have been pretty scared. I would have flashed, just because the slow is really big, and I could have chased her down, I think. It would have been scary too, because we didn't have vision, but... Anyways, so I shield Nautilus, I speed him up. And I do that because I want him to get in the fight faster. Here's a situation where I facilitate the tanks, right? I want the tanks to get in there because Jinx isn't at risk of dying because we're running at them. If we get initiated on, then I need to save Jinx. But if we're the ones doing initiating, I need to make the tanks better because they're the ones who are going to get in there first. So that's what I do. I make sure I get Nautilus in the fight, and he gets sped up, gets in range to hook, and we get one of them. And we get a turret. So that's pretty sweet. So here's a scary situation. I'm scared because I don't want to stand by Jinx, because if Riven decides to like do like a flash Q or something and get in on us, I don't want to be near Jinx. Because if Riven hits both the carries with her combo and we both die, I don't think we can win a fight. I don't think Nautilus is tanky enough to kill out all those people. So yeah, don't stay by your carries as Orianna, especially into initiations. You want to keep your space from them. That way, if Jinx was to get dived, I could do something about it, right? I could ult Riven away, I could gunblade her up, slow her down, you know, stuff like that. Here I'm looking for an ult, but I don't think I get it. We just want dragon at this point, I think. We definitely want that dragon. Udir's gonna go for a blue buff, and so I'm gonna run over there because I'm a little scared for him. I don't want him to die because then they get a free dragon, and it's a pretty risky blue steal. And this is one of those solo queue moments. Oh, I didn't mention it this time around. This is a solo queue game. This is one of my placement games that I'm playing. But yeah, in solo queue, sometimes people do stupid stuff, including myself, right? Everyone does stupid stuff. But taking that blue buff was pretty risky for Udyr considering he only saw Varus on the map. And he was near the blue buff, so if I run over there, I have a greater chance of saving his life than I do if I just ignore it, right? And I think part of solo queue, that's just what it's about, right? You gotta try to minimize the potential risk of stuff on your own, right? Like you have to make a decision in your own mind to help a teammate out or to minimize the chance of them dying, you know? Even if making a call is stupid, right? Like if a jungler wants to go in or something and you don't want to go in, the jungler might just go in anyways, right? So you might as well try to help him, you know, maybe not put yourself in a death's door, but, you know, try to help him out. Don't just throw him out to die. So they were pinging Baron a little bit. That was definitely not the right call. I like the turret play a lot, especially because Nautilus is freaking huge, and Jinx and I are doing okay. We've just been farming. Grab the Graves, press R again. Graves dies. Sona gets the ult on Lulu. I'm not sure if we kill her though. I want to just do turret, but we're kind of split on Baron or turret. Excuse me. We're kind of split on doing Baron or taking turret. I think we end up on Baron because we killed Graves, right? The jungler's down, so it's pretty safe. Udyr's got so much shield and healing. But yeah, that was another one of those cases where you just put the shield on Nautilus when he hooks someone, you press R, right? Nautilus can zone out the 4 people. Like, I'm not worried about him dying at all. So we get Baron, and then we just gotta run in and catch up to Nautilus. I'm gonna shield him, I'm gonna press Dissonance, I think. Oh, never mind. I shield myself because the ball's out of position, and we're kind of just running at them. And so this is another situation where you facilitate the tanks. Tanks are the only ones in there, right? Like, Jinx is never going to be at risk in this fight. So we just make the tanks as strong as possible. Let them get in there, let them tank, do their thing. Decent ult right there. And, yeah, I think, yeah, they just surrender here at this point. Because our tanks are too strong, there's nothing they can do. And it's just pretty simple. We kind of just turned it on once Nautilus joined the fights, got a few picks off, and I think our comp just kind of outscaled them. You know, Lulu does her thing and all, but she didn't really pressure me early. I kind of just got a free laning phase. We got behind early, but yeah, once again, Nautilus. And because Nautilus was so strong, it gave Udyr an opportunity to get strong too. Like he wasn't behind by any means. Like he was pretty fed, I think. He was like 3-1-2 or something. But yeah, the two of them, the Udyr Nautilus CC combo, can just run at people and stop their carries from getting onto us. But yeah, I'm sorry if the commentary was a little rushed. I'm trying to talk about all kinds of stuff as I'm going through this, watching it the second time. I'm really sorry that I messed up my my audio for this one. I didn't record my headset, but I hope it's not too bad. Regardless, next time I will definitely get the audio right. And anyways, let's head into the endgame screen. I got a comment a while back from someone who wanted me to talk about and show the endgame screen stats, so I figured we'd go through some of that stuff. I am on the new client because it's just a lot easier to get clips or something or record gameplays off the new spectator and the replay system, so that's why I downloaded it. So let's go through this endgame screen stuff. This is the first time I've gone through it too. So we'll start with the combat screen here with our KDAs. So right off the bat, you can see our tanks were really fed, and that's probably the core reason why we were able to win the game. Riven was far behind, and Nautilus got ahead, and so when he started running in the fights, he wasn't dying, and Udyr kind of ran in there too, you know, the two CC tanks, and because they got so fed and so tanky, their assassins like Riven and Graves, who wanted to get in the back and start blasting people, they couldn't get through the tanks. There's too much crowd control. And so Jinx and I, who are really good backline carries, were able to just sit in the back, do our thing. Jinx wasn't very fed. She had a lot of assists, but no kills. But she did her job, right? Like she just sat in the back, she fired rockets at people, and that's all she needed to do. And I did my job too. I wasn't particularly fed, but I facilitated the tanks by shielding them, speeding them up, giving them as much power that I could, and using them as shockwave vessels every once in a while, right? Graves was far ahead, I thought, but he started dying a lot, so he lost a lot of momentum, I think. But yeah, the big reason why we were able to win the game is because the tanks got ahead. Like, Varus is pretty terrible at killing tanks, in my opinion, so there wasn't much they could do once the tanks got ahead. So let's look at the damage dealt. Holy moly. So Nautilus did a lot of damage that game. I'm surprised I actually did as much damage as I did, considering how long my laning phase was. And Sona did more damage than Udyr, that's pretty funny. But aside from that, I think, yeah, Riven got really far behind, so she didn't do a lot of damage. I think Karma would have done a little more, but I guess not. Graves definitely did the most on their team, though. I'm not surprised by that. So, and even though Jinx had no kills, she was doing a lot of damage. I think those splashing rockets from the Hurricane were what really got her through in the damage dealt. So overall, I'm not surprised by our team. We have our two main carries up there, and then Nautilus, who's really far ahead, who actually does like a lot of damage. So I'm not surprised. All right, let's take a look at the next one, which is the wards placed. So not surprisingly, supports have the most wards placed. Lulu actually outwarded me, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, I have second most wards on my team, which is good. Vision is really important, so you'll find that the higher rank you get, the more vision and the more wards you'll be buying. So if I were to have any advice for new players, it would be just buy more wards, would be the easiest thing you could do. And speaking of that, let's take a look at the next one, which is the pink wards, the control wards. I have the tied for the most in the game. Varus bought 4 pinks. That's impressive. For an AD carry to buy 4 control wards, that's very impressive. Lulu bought 4, I bought 4. Overall, the rest of the people are kind of lacking. I mean, I know it's only a 27-minute game, but 4 is pretty average, I think. You definitely got to buy a ton of these. These are really important, so buy those. Nautilus bought 0. That's kind of funky. He was really far ahead. He didn't buy a single pink to pressure his advantage, because what Nautilus should have done is bought a pink, right? Or a control word, I guess, and put it in the bush near river, and so he could watch for Graves or stuff, but I guess Graves never came or something. I think I understand maybe Riven was far behind, but supports should definitely have more pinks on the map. Graves should have more. Udyr could maybe use another. But yeah, buy pink words is the moral. Control words, I mean, is the moral of the story. Okay, last one is the minions killed. So I have the most CS in the game. It's okay for a 27-minute game considering, well, I mean, I had a pretty extended laning phase. So I got a lot of extra CS than Nautilus might. Nautilus, once he started roaming a lot and snowballing the game in our favor, you're bound to lose some CS. So I'm not surprised by that. Um, I'm a little under what I would have wanted. Usually you want to aim by the 10 at 10 and 200 or 10 at 10 per minute, I think is what it is. Yeah. So I wish I had a little bit more, but 208 is not bad at all for a 27-minute game, especially if there's a lot of action, which there's a decent amount. The 80 carries have okay farm. Riven got more farm than Nautilus because she stayed in lane longer. Graves is a lot more jungle CS, I think, unless he was stealing lane farm. He was probably stealing lane farm, but he was in lanes a lot. So I'm not surprised. Usually when a jungler gets ahead early, they're going to have more CS. Not just because they're farming more jungle, but because they're also taking lane CS from their team when they like kill people, push wave, stuff like that. So, yeah, I don't think there's anything extraordinary about this here, but I think that's the last endgame screen stat. So yeah, if you guys want me to go over any other of the stats for the next video, let me know. But I think from now on I'll just do these 5. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and including the endgame screen stats. And thanks so much for your support, and I will see you guys next time.